Hello, BookTube. Thanks for joining again. I am recording on Saturday afternoon because I did go away for a long weekend to the Florida Keys. It was wonderful, wonderful weather, just what we wanted. Lots of vitamin D. We went to the beach. We're not really beach people, but we were looking to just escape northeastern winter. So we did go to the beach and we played pickleball in Key West, all the things that we wanted to do. But then I came home sick, and I was sick all week while trying to work. So yeah, it was tough and I'm worn out, but I thought I would just come on and give a little bit of a reading update. So while I still have a little bit of brain power to do it, so we'll see. I'll try not to just describe every book as wonderful and good, but I don't know. I did read while I was in Florida my first Tove Jansson, Swiss writer, right? This is translated from the Swiss. This book, it was written in the 80s and it was translated into English in 2007. And so I have a couple NYRB books of hers. This is the one that I took with me. And as I understand it, this is actually one of her illustrations used for the cover, because she also liked to illustrate. But it's a slow simmer of a book about a long-term relationship, semi-autobiographical, apparently, about a woman and her longtime partner. And they, both of these women are artists. One is a writer, the other is an artist who, I don't know that if it's painting or sketching, but they both work from home and they share a space, but they're on very opposite ends of the house. And it just rolls along in their lives, a slice of life little novella, and it goes up and down and stumbles on some conflicts, and you get to see how they both work with conflict in their relationship. And every once in a while, Tove has these just beautiful sentences or paragraphs that just grab you, and so the writing is excellent. And I think it's the summer book that I have, so I'll be looking forward to reading it. I was very glad to have taken this on vacation. Perfect vacation book. I also took Speedboat by Renata Adler, and I opened it up and I don't know, I never read it. It just didn't grab me, and so at this point, this is going back to the library. I don't think I'm going to read it right now. Let me take a drink. All right. I did finish this week, because I didn't take it with me, this debut novel by Tom Crewe called The New Life. I enjoyed this so much. I just wanted, I was reading it slowly because I didn't want to not be reading it. So I wasn't blasting through it. I love Tom Crewe's writing. I will be signing up to anything else he writes, because he really pulled off this Victorian novel really well. It's set in Victorian times. He writes it so seamlessly. I'm going to actually read something from the New York Times, because in this case, I really feel like they encapsulate the way that I feel about this book so well that I can't do any more justice to it. Okay, it says, Tom Crewe's intricate and finely crafted debut novel makes fiction of real history. So this book is based on two men that are real people, and their collaboration on a book they wrote is based in fact. It's this story is based in the 1890s. They collaborated on a study supporting freedom for, quote, sexual inverts, or what we would now call gay rights. Their efforts predate popular conceptions of the fight for equal rights, and it's their lives and work that take the spotlight in Crewe's reimagining. And then it goes on to say that John and Henry's stories unfold in parallel and slowly. So you get to know Henry and John. They're both married. Their marriages are quite different. And then they finally, their lives intersect and they begin to write this book. It's very dangerous to be doing this, of course, in the 1890s. They have very different marriages. This is also what makes the story so interesting. I don't remember which one is which, but I think it's John who's gay and is married, and his wife knows this, but is still troubled by the relationships that he's having. They do have children. Henry's wife lives, they signed up to live very independent lives, and freedom is important to them. So she's living separately from him, and she has a female friend, and that's developing. So they have different ways of living, but they're both open to what they call the new life, which is just freedom in making your own personal choices. This is at the time that Oscar Wilde was arrested and put on trial for gross indecency, I think. And so it becomes a real powder keg moment in London. And am I placing this in the right place? Yeah. And when this book gets published by a third-rate publisher, I can imagine how difficult it was for them to get this book that they wrote published. So the writing is such a delight. I really don't read new releases, let alone debut novels, very often. So I had heard about this on Bookstagram, and I'm really glad that I picked it up. Highly recommend it. And then I started reading, just on a whim, Jane Eyre. I actually looked this up before I started a plane ride. I downloaded a sample on Kindle on my phone because I just wanted to read something. And I've never really, I don't know what Jane Eyre is about. Never heard about it. A couple people I'm connected with on Bookstagram are doing a big Brontë read along, and they just finished Jane Eyre. And I knew I had it in this trade paperback from the thrift store. And I didn't realize when I read the first few pages that Jane Eyre is an orphan tale. If I would have known it was an orphan tale, I probably would have read it a long time ago, because I really do enjoy a good orphan tale. David Copperfield, Great Expectations, The Goldfinch. Really, I mean, he's not truly an orphan, but he's kind of an orphan. Does he have a father in that film, in that book? Anyway, I'm just a sucker for an orphan film or book. Oh my God. Here we go. I'm dwindling. But I will just wrap this up and say that I'm loving this book. I'm so glad that I started it, because, so now I'm enlightened, as most people are that have read Jane Eyre, where it's so applicable. It's so relevant. Her writing doesn't feel like it was written in that age. It really is a delight. And so, and I really feel for Jane. I'm rooting for Jane. So I'm really enjoying it. And this is really the only book I'm reading right now because I haven't been to the library yet, where I have way too many holds, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably just return a couple as I receive them because everything came in all at once again. So I'll let you know about that next week, but thanks for hanging in there with me, and I hope you have a good week of reading.